Hello, a new adventure begins. I'm in the William Whitney Wilderness in the Adirondacks. Right now I'm on Little Tupper Lake and I am heading to Rock Pond. So it's the middle of June and I'm going to spend 3 nights, 4 days here and hopefully get into some brook trout. The brook trout in Little Tupper Lake, Rock Pond, and Round Lake it's a special strain called a heritage strain. So the strain dates back to the end of the Ice Age, so it's been the same strain of fish since the Ice Age ended. So they're protected. It's catch and release only, artificial lures only, and with some luck, we'll actually catch some. Break the Adirondack curse. You're not catching anything. So wish me luck. Dinghies crossed. I am not skunked. Look at this tiny little bass. This thing is a freaking monster. But the curse is over. It's a cute little guy. Thank you, little fishy. Catch and release. This is the setup. I got a lake clear wobbler, and then just a woolly bugger with an egghead. A lot of leeches in the Adirondacks have orange bellies, so I figured that the orange head would mimic that. So we'll see. But that was a monster. It can only go up from there, to be honest. So the state took this property over, or acquired it from the Whitney family. I'll talk more about him later. In the late 90s, I think 1998, 20,000 acres, I believe. But prior to that, there's a bunch of hunting camps on here. And someone in the 80s introduced bass into this fishery. And it has put a lot of pressure on the brook trout. So if you're watching this video and it was you that put the bass in here, I just want to let you know that I am super disappointed in you. The William C. Whitney Wilderness area is one of the crown jewels of New York State's Adirondack Park. Spanning over 20,000 acres in the central region of the park, this wilderness is a place of remarkable natural beauty, historical importance, and ecological significance. Two of the area's most prominent bodies of water, Little Tupper Lake and Lake Lila, are particularly beloved by paddlers and nature lovers. These lakes, along with the surrounding streams and marshes, provide critical habitat for many species, including loons, bald eagles, moose, and a variety of fish and amphibians. William C. Whitney served as the U.S. Secretary of the Navy from 1885 to 1889. He was responsible for modernizing the wooden ships to a more modern steel fleet. After leaving government, Whitney became very wealthy through investments, especially in transportation, electricity, and mining. In the 1890s, Whitney began purchasing large tracts of land in the central Adirondacks for a private estate focused on hunting, fishing, and conservation. He developed this property with care for the natural environment, building Whitney Park, a massive private wilderness estate. Although he used this land for recreation, his approach to managing the forest, lakes, and wildlife helped preserve much of it in its nearly natural state. In the 1990s, New York State purchased large portions of this land, including Little Tupper Lake, to expand the publicly protected lands within Adirondack Park. In 2000, the area was officially designated as wilderness and named in honor of Whitney to acknowledge his role in preserving its natural character. This transition from private stewardship to public protection represents an important chapter in the history of conservation in the United States. This is the entrance to the stream that connects to Rock Pond. It's about 4.5 miles from the ranger station, for those of you that wonder. So 4.5 miles to the mouth of this stream slash river. It's unnamed, but it just connects about a mile long, I would guess, and connects the Rock Pond to Little Tupper Lake. Look at this beaver dam. This is impressive. Oh, there's a lot of fish in here. This is the takeout for the 259-meter Portage. This is 6 miles. Portage is 6 miles from the ranger station. This is a portage. It's my favorite type of portage. Short. As you can see, something's been digging here, probably for turtle eggs. Over there too, across the bank. Pretty fresh. That hole over there is still wet. Man, so I came to the portage the first time, there was holes everywhere, and I thought that someone was digging for turtle eggs. But it's the turtles digging to make their nests. Look, there's one right here laying eggs. It's crazy. And it looks like someone's already trying to eat them. Some of them are already broken. There's one there, I'm gonna let it be. And then there's, look at them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's crazy. Mosquitoes were thick in that portage. Just got a big old bite in my face. Do I have any mosquitoes around me? Do you see any? Biting me through my gloves. Let's skedaddle. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rock Pond. We have made it to our destination. I think we have one, ladies and gents. Oh, we have a perch. Another perch. It's a big one. This one felt good though. And he's off. We're on campsite number 28 on Rock Pond. And I have to say, this is one of the nicer campsites I've ever stayed on. pretty open. There's a good breeze coming through, but it's essentially on top of this hill. All right, campsite tour. Fire is going. Beers always hit different when you're camping. Thank you, Fiddlehead. I got the bug shelter up. It's brand new. First time setting it up. It was kind of a train wreck, but I got it done. This campsite's cool. It's actually on a rocky mound. I don't know if that's what you call it, but it's essentially a rock. So this is again, the social area. And then if we come down here, and this is where the tent is. Look at this view. The tent's on a rocky outcropping. I am low-key proud of myself for getting this tent up on a rocky outcropping. But that's the view. Great breeze, which feels wonderful. Keep the bugs away. Again, we're on an island. But super cool site. It's getting late, about to cook dinner. And I am going to go to bed because I am beat. All right, here is the route that we traveled. We started at the ranger station here. Traveled all the way down Little Tupper Lake, about 4.5 miles. Came down this flow here that connects Rock Pond to Little Tupper Lake. It's about 2.5 miles long. We came to Rock Pond. We're staying on the island here, Site 28. It is the nicest site that I've seen on this pond. Site 30, Site 25, and Site 26 were all very deciduous, very closed in and overgrown. Not a lot of light. And I couldn't find Site 27 and didn't go to Site 29 yet. So that's the route. That's what we did. And we're going to do in reverse on Friday. Dinner is served. Good morning. It's day 2. Made coffee, did my things, and I'm back out on the water. So I got the whole day to try and catch some brookies. Still overcast, chance of showers today. It's supposed to be pretty warm, get up to 80. So hopefully it doesn't impact the fishing. But gentle breeze, and just gonna try and maximize the day. We have a fish. Fish on. It's a bass. Bigger one than one yesterday. So at least it's a start to the day. Got a little something. Actually, a big something. It's a big perch. Feisty, but decent sized perch. It's peacocking for us right now. Again, this is my setup. Using a lake clear wobbler. On either side is a swivel, about 18 inches a leader, and then a woolly bugger. This one's call it a chartreuse, and then a black one on the other one. But that was a decent sized perch. I'll take it. When you're fishing with lake clear wobblers and your rod tip is wobbling, that's what you want. That means you're cooking. And it just bounces like that. Another perch. Some big perch in here. Another fish. Fingers crossed it's not a perch. Guess what? It's a perch. Oh. And he just took my... That was dumb. He just took my woolly bugger. Got another one. Decent sized perch. Caught another perch. This one's a slab. That's the best perch of the day. Please be a brook trout. Oh, it's another bass. The bass seem to love this chartreuse one. Decent sized bass. I am going to catch a brook trout. I am committed. Something big in there. Blowing air real hard. Going and crunching sticks. Lunch is rehydrated black bean burger tacos. To make it at home, dehydrate it. Add some water, and you're good to go. Turned out to be a nice day. It's warm. The breeze is nice. After lunch, I tried taking a nap, but the sun was directly over my tent and just turning into an oven, and I couldn't get a breeze in there. So I came to the backside of the island. Gonna try fly fishing. I've seen some fish rise, probably just perch, but they'll still be fun. Just waiting for evening to come when it cools down a little bit, so I can try and get back out and see if I can't get a brookie. But that's what I'm up to now. Just trying to stay cool, keep the bugs off me, and maybe catch a fish or two. There we go, largemouth bass on a dry fly. A Henderson to be exact. I know there's one there. Oh, he's stuck on something. Oh, he got stuck on a lily pad. More like lily bad. Okay, we're back on the water for the evening catch. Hopefully the fish gods favor us, but it looks like we got some weather moving in. It's looking a little nasty that way. It is supposed to thunderstorm all day tomorrow, so hopefully we can catch some fish before that hits. The sun's gone. It's cloudy. It's actually very comfortable right now. The wind's dying down, and again, fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get a brook trout. Time to head in. That was short-lived. But there's thunder. And where there's thunder is lightning. And where there's lightning, there's no brook trout. Just perch. Fact. This gives you a better perspective of the view my tent has. Got everything underneath the bug tent just in time. So making dinner underneath here tonight. Chicken and dumplings. Chicken and dumplings, my favorite. But we're snug as a bug in a rug underneath this little shelter. It has started to rain and the wind's picking up. Wish me luck. So the storm passed, the lake is glass. There are fish rising. I don't want to see what they are. Oh, I got one. Oh! This is extreme stealth fishing. Hooked the one, which is super exciting, but again, he got away. But I'm heading in. I'm gonna go to bed and get up at 5 o'clock because this morning there was a lot of fish rising. So I'm gonna see if I can repeat this method in the morning, and if it's not thunderstorming, and hopefully catch brook trout on a dry fly, which would be super cool. All right, good night. Good morning. It's 6 a.m. We're on the water trying to complete mission brook trout. The water's glass. It's beautiful out. Well, it's cloudy. It's going to be a big mosquito day, I can tell. But look how calm the water is. Let's get at it. Fish on. Just another perch. I'm shocked at how many perch are in this lake. It's unfortunate. But there are still brook trout left in here. They have a lot of competition. I don't know if you can see, but the wind's picking up. So the amount of water that's actually glass is changing rapidly. And once the water gets ripply, the top water action will stop. So it's a race against time to catch one of these fish. You can see the edge of the wind water, and the flat water is right there. Changing strategies. I'm just slowly trolling a tiny little bugger, woolly bugger. Just had a hit, but I lost him. It's just too hard trying to stalk these fish in a canoe and cast on them. They just keep moving. So they're feeding on the surface. If I troll slow enough, this should be in their zone. I think it's a perch. Another perch. Bummer. We got a bass. Bass on! Bass on! He's a strong fellow. He's hefty. Decent sized bass. I just wish I weren't catching them in this pond. These brook trout have a ton of perch and bass to compete with. It's not good. It's sad, actually. Another bass. Another bass. over a giant boulder. They call this place Rock Pond for a reason. There are so many submerged boulders. My canoe's gotten so many new scratches on it from this trip. The bass. If you want to catch bass, come to Rock Pond. Another one. All I'm doing right now is just trolling slow trolling a conehead black woolly bugger. That's it. I'm bassed out. Coming back to camp for coffee. Alright, campsite tour. This is site 29. This is the one I haven't made it to. Come underneath this big log. Oh, look at this bad boy. Whoa. Someone left a treasure trove of wood here. Holy smokes. Damn. Fire pit overlooks the lake. You do get a nice breeze. Keep the bugs off. Huge sandy area. Looks like someone on GC did this, but great area for a tent. And I'm guessing the pooper's up there somewhere. But look at all this wood someone left. That's a ton of wood. Sheesh. Someone's an overachiever. Whoever did this, nice job. But this would be my second favorite site on this this pond behind the island site, which is right there. This one's got more options for tents. It's flatter, but decent little site. If you can't get the island, come to this one. And there's a beach. Weather's moving in, so the wind's really picked up. So I'm windbound right now. Looks like some rain is on the way. So having an early lunch of pepperoni sandwiches. Yummy. Pepperoni tacos. This Durson tent has taken a beating today. It's pitched in subpar ground, with mostly rock, being held up with rocks. I only had to batten down the hatches once, but this thing has been beat up by the wind all day, especially where it's located, and it's solid. It's a good tent. I just wish I had a little bit more ventilation, but it's a trooper. Alright, it's too windy to fish. It's too hot to take a nap, and I would love to take a nap because I am so tired. And the humidity is doing a number to my hair. Look at that. So in lieu of those two options, let's talk about some new gear. So the first new item is I got a new air mattress. It's the Thermarest Neo Loft. I'm gonna try and I'll try and put a picture right there. This is a big mattress. It's like 4.5 inches thick. And me being a bigger guy, I'm 230 pounds of solid muscle and squishy fat. It's pretty nice. I don't bottom out. My other air mattress is a big Agnes Divide, and my arms and shoulders always fall asleep, and my lower back just goes numb. But 2 nights on this one, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. I can sleep on my side, I can sleep on my back, and it's pretty comfortable, and I don't bottom out. so it's worth the extra weight. This is my comfort item that I splurge on in terms of weight, but definitely worth the investment. The other item I got is a new pillow, Trekology. Justin Outdoors recommended this, and the air mattress too. This is from Amazon. I want to say it was like 20 bucks. It's not super thick. It's got some nice baffling to it, and it's great when I lay on my back, and it's great when I lay on my sides. It's pretty comfortable. It does have the adjustable, or the sling there to attach to your mattress if you want. I have like 4 pillows, and thus far this one's my favorite, and it folds down next to nothing. Super tiny, so definitely worth it, and it's super cheap from Amazon. And the other one is this thermocell. This is I have a different thermocell. You know, it's like a brick, but you gotta put the butane containers in it, and I wanted to get this one so I can attach it to the jet boil canisters. And it's been working good today because I've had it in the bug shelter where there's no wind. But yesterday it barely worked because the breeze kept extinguishing the little flame in there. So I was pretty frustrated with yesterday. So it's pretty fickle. Thus far, if it's breezy, it's cheesy. But when you're in a secluded area like the shelter, it's been working fine. So the jury's still on with this one. The bug shelter is also new too. You kind of need it. It's the middle of blackfly season right now, and the blackflies haven't been bad because it's been so windy, but the horseflies, or the deer flies, have been awful. They're tearing up my arms. They're so annoying. But some fun facts about blackflies. So the reason there's so many blackflies in the Adirondacks and up north is because there's so many clean streams. So the blackflies lay their eggs in the clean streams where they live as larvae, and then they hatch and wreak havoc. So a lot of people refer to blackfly season as the 5th season. So there's spring blackflies, summer, fall, and winter. And it can be nasty. They were bad this morning when I was out on the pond, and there was no wind. They were coming to get me, but as soon as the wind picked up, they just got blown away. Some fun facts about them is that they do, well, first of all, the females need to bite because they need blood coagulate to actually lay their eggs. But they do have some benefits. One, they're good food for the in the streams for the fish, the little larvae, and other little creatures. But birds and bats do eat them up. And if there weren't blackflies in the Adirondacks, it would probably be more developed. So it keeps people away, and it keeps people off the water during blackfly season. So I'm the only person on this pond. I haven't seen anyone since I left the ranger station. So blackflies, they suck, but they do some good, keeping the Adirondacks underdeveloped. So thank you, blackflies. Appreciate you. It's 5:30, and this lake looks like a great lake. It's actually a pond. It's a small body of water. There's whitecaps and rollers. This is crazy. I don't think I'm getting out for the evening bite. That's nuts. Hopefully it clears up tonight so I can skedaddle tomorrow morning. So the lake calmed down within 2 hours from 5:30, actually an hour and a half. So there's still a little bit more fishing to be done. Fingers crossed, I can get the elusive brook trout. We have one. It's not very big, whatever it is. Oh, now it's starting to fight. Oh, it was a weasel or a mink or a marten. There's a marten right there. Doop. But anyways, when I was fighting that fish, there was a marten running across that little bank up there. It was the first time I've seen a marten in the wild. Just in general, actually. I've never seen a marten. The wind stopped and then it picked back up. It's getting pretty breezy again. And those clouds look ominous. So, I'm gonna head in. Get ready for bed, crash, and get up at 5 a.m. to get out of here. See you tomorrow. Perfect timing. I made it in for bed just as it started downpouring. What's up, boys and girls? We got some weather last night. It got crappy. Whew. Needless to say, it wasn't a good night's sleep. I was a little exposed on that rocky outcropping. Wind direction changed. It was accosting my tent, and the rain, it was so windy, the rain was actually coming in through the ventilation vents, which is nuts. But yeah, I didn't sleep very well, so I was up at the crack of dawn. Actually, I was up at 4 or 5, and camp is all packed up, and I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna be a little bit of a scary slog. The wind is humming, but once I get off of the rock pond, it should be okay. We'll see. But doused the fire, left a campfire for the next people that use this site. So wish me luck. It's going to be a long trip back. I just need to get beyond that point right there, and then I'll have some seclusion for a few miles. Just past that's where the outlet starts. Alright, made it to the outlet. Back to the beaver dam. And we're back on Little Tupper Lake. Thank God. About an hour and 45 minutes to get from the campsite to this point, and that was with a little fishing and talking to the turtles. So the wind's blowing from the northwest. It's not as choppy as I thought, so I'm thankful for that. So I'm gonna hug the North Shore. And I got, like I said, about 4 more miles to go. Got some big rollers. I stopped by campsite 11 on Little Tupper Lake for some lunch and the rest. That paddle across that southern bay was hard work. It was a little nerve-wracking at times. But luckily I got some seclusion from the wind now that I'm officially along the shore. It's a big lake. It's pretty. campsites are really nice. This campsite 11 is pretty nice, open. There's a marsh behind it. But a super pretty lake. I guess 3 more miles to go. The last big bay has been crossed. I gotta tell you, I was white knuckling on that one. I'm gonna stick to the shoreline for the rest of this trip. I probably have 3/4 of a mile left. That gets scary. Like, I'm lucky my canoe's super stable. Or a different canoe could be a different story. But yikes, that was a little scary. But now, we're just in some calmer water. Little bay, and we just got to get right there, so we're so close. I didn't land a brook trout, but every cast I made put me one cast closer to catching one and accomplishing that goal. I'll be back chasing after them in the fall for sure. With that being said, it was still an amazing trip. I found Solitude on a beautiful pond. Rock Pond was actually one of the most scenic ponds I've experienced in the Adirondacks and was well worth the visit. On top of that, I learned a lot about the history of this wilderness and William C. Whitney himself. This trip was also proof on just how fragile ecosystems can be. Catching perch and bass was fun, but the amount of pressure they're putting on the brook trout fishery is concerning. We all need to be stewards of the environment and do our due diligence to protect the fish, turtles, and moose, along with all creatures living in the wild. Let's keep these areas pristine and ensure that we leave no trace. I appreciate you watching and hopefully you enjoyed this content. If so, please give me a like and hit that subscribe button. Thank you again.